Lydia's journey. The knock sounded again, loud and insistent. Lydia Dara drew in a breath and opened the door to the tall redcoat. "What may I do for you?" she asked in a formal tone. The officer shoved a scroll into Lydia's hand and barked out his orders. "In the name of King George, this residence must be cleared immediately so that it may serve as quarters for His Majesty's Royal Army." It was just as Lydia feared ever since the redcoats had marched into Philadelphia, claiming the city as their own. It made Lydia flush with anger just to think about that legendary September day of 1777, when foes of the Revolution came to occupy her city. Why, mere days ago, British General John Howe had evicted her neighbor from his home across the street. Now it served as Howe's command post. After the officer took his leave, Lydia shut the door. Her two eldest children plunged down the stairs, clutching her skirts as they gushed out frightened questions. She tried her best to calm them, thankful that their two younger siblings had already been sent to live with relatives. Enough was enough. Lydia gathered her coat and her courage. She would go see General Howe himself to plead her case. The moment she stepped into the street, Lydia encountered a British soldier dressed in bright, magnificent, red, shimmering black boots. It was actually her cousin, an Irishman named Captain Barrington. With his help, an arrangement was struck. The Daras would remain in their home if officers could use their home for strategy meetings. The Daras were Quakers who were committed to peace. Surely they could be trusted to stay out of the way. As the days came and went, so did the officers. Then, on the night of December 2nd, the British arrived late, giving Lydia an unusual request. Her family must be asleep by 8 p.m. so that the top British officers could meet. Lydia knew something vital was afoot. So, when the men had settled behind the closed doors, Lydia hid in the linen closet next to the meeting room. She heard voices rise and fall on a wave of urgency. The news was alarming. The British would mount a surprise attack on General Washington's troops. As the details came into focus, Lydia returned to her room, where she lay awake hatching a plan. The next morning, she told her family that she must travel to a mill some distance away to purchase flour. Then, carrying an empty sack, she set out on foot. Once the British were far behind, Lydia made her way through the snow towards Washington's camp. Encountering a friendly officer, she advised him of the impending attack. Now, alone with her secret, she awaited the consequences of her actions. When Lydia spied the redcoats marching back to Philadelphia, it was with the gloomy air of retreat. The word was spreading their surprise attack had been foiled.